The Madden Studio is so cool because it's what you would imagine. It's just all sports, right? It's all, you walk in, there's big EA Sports logo, and with each floor you see the NFL helmets, you'll see Le'Veon Bell stiff-arming somebody. So at every floor you just feel like, wow, this is cool. This is definitely where I thought the Madden video game would be made. You've got 250 people working 365 days a year on this game. It was one of those moments where I walked in and they took me on the tour and I saw 6 floors of offices and all these people and all these meetings going on. I'm like, holy cow, it takes all of this to do one video game? Well, yeah, that's why they sell 7 million copies a year. I guess that's what it does take.
EA Sports is iconic. It's the translation of all of our favorite pastimes into a game.
Think of all the people who would want to do what we're doing.
How do you get that job? Are you serious? You actually make Madden. Yeah, I make Madden.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
EA Sports, it's in the game, right? That's how everyone knows EA Sports. For the vast majority of people in my generation, that was our first exposure to sports video games, was through EA Sports games. Madden, NFL Street, NBA Live, MVP Baseball, the whole gamut, right? And so if you played sports video games at any point in your life, you probably played an EA Sports game.
EA Sports was the most authentic sports simulation ever. So if it's in the game, if you see it out there, it's in our game. And that's really where it's come from. Everybody looks at the game on Sunday and they think they can do it better. They can call better plays. They can draft a better team. Madden allows you to do that. And I think that's really what brings fans into the game and connects them with the sport. Madden has gotten unbelievably realistic in many ways in terms of what it looks like, what it plays like. I think graphically, Madden is one of the best looking games, not just in sports, but in the industry.
The artist taking the time to make those characters feel and look like the real person. I have seen them take the headshots that they get from the players. They spend the time on every single person to sculpt them and look at reference videos to make them look that real.
The way that we get the likeness of the heads is we've got this 24 camera array rig that kind of neutralizes the lighting and captures an image of their face and then flattens it out. And then our 3D artists apply that to a piece of 3D geometry that makes it look authentically like themselves. I think another thing that we do is interesting is we have a motion capture studio and we bring in 5 to 7 athletes that have played at the professional level or college. And typically, if we want to capture somebody like Patrick Mahomes, we'll have 3 quarterbacks that will mimic his movement. So we'll have a big screen on the set. They'll look at some throwing motion that he did when he was on the run or outside the pocket or his no look. And we'll have those 3 motion caption actors try to do it.
They'll bring people in there and put all the stuff on them to get their motion capture so that when they move on the video game, it's like these guys that came in as actors to move and tackle and run in the motion capture studio room. How incredible the technology is and how advanced it is just to be able to bring in a few guys into this small room and a little turf field, and with the right cameras and the right lighting and the right computer graphics and smart people operating them, they can turn that into a football video game. Seeing it take place and then seeing that actually go into the game, like this shouldn't work like that, but sure enough, it does. How far the video games have come now. Because they're so advanced and because the offenses and the defenses are real life playbooks, there are plays in there that are actually being run on Sundays in the National Football League. I hear from coaches and players all the time who play the game to learn offense and defense, and that's not a joke or an exaggeration. There are high-level coaches that now will play Madden just to pick up on things that they might not have on their playbook or maybe that they haven't seen before.
There's quite a few coaches out there that play the game, and when we build our playbooks, one of the things that we actually do, we actually bring in NFL coaches, and we actually talk to them about scheme and technique and concepts and all those types of things.
We've had a Gaudin brother call us and ask us to update our playbook so that he could use it, and instead of giving out full playbooks or iPads, he was going to allow them to use Madden to study the playbook, because he knew some of the players would actually engage more with Madden than with some of the materials that they've been given out. Josh Johnson, who was the Redskins' backup, he wasn't even on the team. They had like 2 quarterbacks that went down. They signed him as a free agent. He didn't know the roster, didn't know the plays. And in his first interview, they're like, well, how did you get the playbook so quick? He's like, I booted up Madden. I looked at the roster, I learned my receivers, I learned the playbook, and I was ready to go.
Madden in the locker room is just like everywhere else, right? Everyone wants to be the best player at Madden. There's a lot of trash talk. Obviously, there's a lot of players looking at their ratings. The ratings adjuster program is a pretty cool thing that we have here. What we do, we're very much like scouts. We go to games, we watch film, we're reading scouting reports, we're getting all information that we can on all of these players so that we can make our ratings extremely accurate.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
We use Next Gen Stats and Pro Football Focus, which is 2 really deep databases of stats around all the players, to define different attributes about them, from catching in traffic to speed to break tackles to an awareness rating, time in pocket, all that type of stuff.
Madden, I've been playing this game since 2001. If you disrespect me this year, we're gonna have some real issues.
In today's day and age of social media, the higher your rating, kind of the more clout you have. Guys feel disrespected if they're not a 99. We all think we're the best player on the field, that's why we're there. So when you're not a high-rated player, you're gonna find that interesting.
Your Madden rating in Madden 20 is a 79.
Guys want to know, where do I stand in the pecking order? And if it doesn't sound right to them, they want to know why not. In other words, I'm better than him, but his rating's 91 and mine's 89. How did that happen? Who do I need to talk to?
It's almost a rite of passage. I mean, if you have a bad rating, of course, it's like, that's jacked up, you know what I mean? Like, you want EA to put some respect in your name a little bit. The guys that are getting the 99s, like the Khalils and the Aaron Donalds, they may make it seem like they don't care. They definitely care, you know what I mean? If they were like a 97, they'd be upset.
52? Lower.
Oh, what? Man.
I can totally understand where they're coming from, because if you think about it, put yourself in a player's shoes. Let's say that there was a person out there rating gameplay designers, and all of a sudden I looked and I saw, well, this guy at this studio has like a 97, but they got me at like 89. Of course, I'm gonna be like, okay, what feature did he work on last year?
Most of the players complain about their speed. That seems to be the #1 gripe. Everybody expects to be a 90 plus, and the fast guys expect to all be 99s, which of course doesn't work.
95.
But I just love hearing that the players care enough about the game that they want to talk to us about how they are portrayed in Madden. Most of these guys grew up with Madden in their life, so by the time they make it to the NFL and see themselves in the game, it's a really big deal. And so they love to talk with us and share with us how they're represented in the game.
With you from the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Madden is something that is ever evolving. No matter what the game in real life presents us, Madden's always going to find a way to capture it and be able to present it out there for everyone else. When I told my son I was doing Madden, it's the first visceral reaction I ever got out of him. He got up and hugged me and had tears in his eyes. And I was like, son, I've done a few things, you know. He's like, yeah, Dad, but you've never. But this is Madden.
Here's Brady, and this is caught. It's Edelman.
Video games has always been important to me. Football has always been important to me. So Madden is the combination of those two things. I go to work every day with a smile on my face, knowing that I'm doing what I love and I feel like I'm making a difference in the lives of millions of players.
I'm proud to be a part of this team because I've been part of Madden for so long. You know, I started playing Madden in my dorm room in 1992. I never thought that 20 years later I'd be the executive producer of the game. The team that we've built here over the years wants to deliver a great game for the next wave of NFL fans and next wave of Madden players. And so I'm just proud of the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this game every single year to make it special for the next EP of Madden who's out there in his dorm room right now playing the game.
EA Sports is committed to the players. That's truly what it's all about. Because obviously without the players, we wouldn't be here. I really hope that people realize that, even though we're making a football video game, we are trying our best to make sure that we're making something that's fun, that's authentic. Trust me, nobody wants to see the game succeed more than we do. We're gonna keep on shooting for perfection as much as we can, and yeah, keep playing the game.